Alright, we'll get into the full section, yeah, all the way to the auxiliary sections. It's not that bad, yeah. So don't feel bad about too many PDFs handout. They're not that bad. It's just showing you step by step. That's all. Okay, so we will cut into the full sections. So the very first thing that we do is we're gonna put a cutting plane, yeah, as we always do, because without the cutting plane, you can cut, yeah. So in order for you to cut it, and we will definitely need a cutting plane. You write down your object. Of course, in the application is pretty easy. Right now, lecturing is kind of like using this still images, but you kind of get it. And this is your, of course, your top and front view, because that's how we draw it. Yeah, just by looking at it, we know why, because we're following it. Yes, how to draw. So we draw it systematically. Every time we draw, you have no doubt about it. That's the top and that's the front. Yeah, and your right side view is going to be in there, and we are in the third angle. Yeah, so that's what we are doing in this. Yes, of course. So your top auto, and then your front auto, and we're gonna add a cutting plane. Your slide is not moving. Here we go. Okay, so we put a cutting plane right there, and that's your top. Don't forget it. Okay, we cut it down, and that's your line of sight. So there's your hole right there, and that's your clearance hole. Yeah. Okay, and then of course this is just telling you about the first priority and stuff like that. But right now we are going to cut it down. Yeah, you have your top and front view, and of course because I have my feature, yes, which is the clearance hole right there, and this is also your feature. I'm gonna cut it down like that so I can see every feature that there is in this object. Yeah. So yeah, where you're gonna cut it matters. Yeah, in this case we're gonna cut it right through the center of this hole. Okay, and then label it. So we go with A-A, yeah, because I have my A here, A on the other side of my cutting plane, so I go A-A. Of course, in a formal word, it's called your section designators. And so done with that. The next step. So now we cut it down. So we will temporarily remove the other part. Since this is your top, we're cutting down that way, all the way down. You can be able to see the internal components of this object. Since we cut it, we are going to show that in our front view. So we'll definitely need to project what we did, the change, yeah, onto our front view. So let's draw the front view with a change. Okay, here we go. Since now our front view, it's not going to be I'm gonna go back, not from here anymore. Okay, that's my robot, sorry. She's saying all right, and when you cut it, your front view is now this.
I didn't catch that.
Okay, oh my gosh, I gotta go and shut it up. Okay, so anyways, this, all right there. So we gotta change our front view according to our cutting plane, because you're exposing your cut down surface right there. So all of the hidden here, which was before, look at that, yeah, now we will have to change it. Okay, see, now they become the visible lines. See that? I'm gonna go back one step again. See, look at the lines very carefully. Yeah, so now they are visible. Yeah, why? Because I'm now looking at the object from that cutting plane. Okay, so my reference plane, or the front view, is going to capture this cut area, okay, exposed area, so we can see the internal features now. So they became visible line. Yeah, it was see, hidden line before, now visible lines. Yeah, so we change our front view according to our cut. Okay, then we're gonna complete our front view by adding our crosshatch. Yeah, you need it. Don't forget 45, 30, and 60. Yeah, angle. Here we're doing a 45 here. Yeah, so section AA. Yeah, hidden lines become visible line. Your exposed area has been crosshatched. Yeah, properly crosshatched, of course. All right. Then this is a complete, yeah, a completed full section view. You don't have to put your dimensions, yeah, here in our section view, full section view. So this is good enough, yeah. You can see that the front view is now completely different from it was before because of we cut it. Now we're gonna put back, yeah, the other remove section back here, but we're showing, oh hey, you know, I cut it right there, and my front view is showing the section which is this, yeah. Now of course you can see it, you know, this section view on AA, which is this plane, yeah, cutting plane AA. And I'm drawing my front view according to that, not anymore from the front of the object, yeah. Now it is the this surface is inside of that object where the cut plane is. Okay, and of course we don't use our full line. This is our full line anymore, yeah. We will get rid of it after you completed your drawing. So erase it, and here is our completed section view, full section view drawing. All right, let's take a look at our animation. Your full line, yeah, you cut it, and there's your cutting plane right there. Then we change our hidden to regular line and put the sectioning. Okay, so you can see these are cross hatches. We're gonna do it again. Your full line, your front and top view, we put our internal features with the hidden lines. There's a cut plane, cut it down, yeah, through the hole. And let me stop here and drag it so you can see. Let me take out this thing. Yeah, we cut it down, yes, and a visible line replace the hidden line, yeah, because now we can see the internal features. Then we're gonna put our crosshatch, which is this little 45 degree lines right there repeated, yeah, same pattern, they are equally spaced, yeah. Don't do like one line is close to another line. If you give like about, let's say like a 2 millimeters, you go 2 millimeters, please, yes. And we complete, yeah, the full section view. So this is your full section views, of course. Of course, don't forget to put back the remove part right top of it, okay. So here you can see, pay attention to the top view, yeah. After we finish projection, drawing onto the front, we put our remove part back into here, yeah. So the completed part is like that. So make sure some student, they forget to put back the remove part. I don't know why. Okay, all right, so that's up with your section view. In the PDF, I put the link right here for you. Okay, you can also go to the playlist or directly. All right, we'll get into half sections. I'm gonna go ahead and combine all of it, so you don't have to open one video by another, and so you can put just one comment for 6 of them, yeah, at the same time. All right, half section is a little bit different from your full section. Why? Because your cutting plane is gonna position right on parts instead of the full view, so you're gonna get only half of your view or projection instead of the full section view. So we usually use a half section is because you have a symmetry, so we don't have to spend our time to draw the same thing, so you can just show half, yeah. nice cylindrical parts, assemblies, parts, or your symmetric features of your model. Half section, your internal, external configuration, meaning like the components, yeah, in your model. For half section, we don't need the cutting plane like you have seen in your full section view. That's because I'll show you later, because your section view, okay, make it easy to spot your origin. But let's see. Alright, so half section is only half of your object. Okay, so let's see now how we're gonna cut it. So right now, here you can be able to see the internal features of that. So let's take a look at this is just telling you the, hey, look at this beginning, see there's no internal features, but when we go into sectioning we can be able to see the internal features. So let's see for half section, yeah, what we do is we add our cutting plane, of course, right here, yeah, not the whole thing. It's just going because we're cutting only half of this, yeah. So if you cut half of this, you can either go here or here. Sometimes you can also start on the other side, doesn't really matter. So, and you can also see it's not the regular cutting plane, yeah. It's pointing there, and here is pointing inside, yeah. So you can see it going that way, and then turn the direction here, yeah, this way, yeah. Cutting plane changes the direction. A single right turn, okay, like this, and then turn. So the vertexes are the axis of that part, yeah. And of course, since this is turning into that side, you can see only one arrow. Alright, we're gonna complete the half section. We're gonna convert the right side view, okay, into the required half section, because we cut it like this. So therefore your right side view, you have your front, yeah, front and the right side view here. So we know this is a front view because it is drawn, yeah, right on the left of your right side. We usually do. And your top, if you draw your top view, is going to be here, yeah. Okay, so we have right side view, which is here, and since we have already cut with this, yeah, for our object, we have to modify our right side view because it won't be like this anymore, okay. So there's your when you look at it from this side, you can be able to see, yeah, this and then that, of course, on that side, because this is a circle, meaning like there's a hole, right, going into the object from the front plane, and on the right side, of course, you can see the cylindrical, see, hole for that space on that side. Of course, the internal, you have, see, this one is here, yeah, and the bigger circle, which is a center circle, is also here. So don't forget, you can see this because it's completely in a line, right, with this circle. So you can really see this going into it. So let's modify that. Of course, we'll have to modify this because we cut it here. Therefore, you're exposed. Your view become exposed right at this cut line. So now we will put the visible line right there. Yes, since you cut it that way. And here also, yeah, we can see it, but now we cut it all the way to the center. So therefore, see, they became visible on your right side, yeah, because we're cutting this. We don't need to go the entire full cut because of the symmetry. Look at that, it is this right side, this is your axis center line, which is this guy right there, and it's completely symmetric to each other, so therefore we don't need to draw, yeah, both of them. Half section is enough, right? And then of course you will cross hatch your exposed area, which is inside of this plane, cut plane, yes. Since we didn't cut, they are still in the hidden lines, right? The bottom part is going to be, and this is of course this is completely hollow because you have a a hole right here. Yeah. Okay. Because you also have a little exposed area here. Yeah, this is going into here, so there's only one line, so don't forget they are equally spaced. Yeah, from one line to another, your crosshatch lines, and of course it's about the 45, 30 or 60 degree from the horizontal line. Yeah. All right, and we remove the cut, so you can be able to see that's how you're seeing along that edge. Yeah, going inside to your right side. And then, of course, after you have finished and drawn your right side, you'll change your right side view. We're going to put that remove part back into our front view. Yeah. Okay, so this is your completed, of course, section view. Yeah. All right, let's take a look at the animation. So that's our object, pictorial, and we have our front, and then our right side view. Okay, let me kill this thing so you can see it, and we are cutting in this way, so our right side we can be able to see that. Yeah, another, you have a turn cut here because you're cutting it down like that way. Yeah, exposed, so we can see the half section of it. Yeah, and then after we change it, yeah, we remove that, so that's how we see change your hidden into visible, and then put the section area with your crosshatch. That's it. Okay, let me go back here, and your completed view, don't forget, yeah, to put back this remove feature back into that. It's just so freaking annoying. All right, so anyways, that's for the half section. All right, then we come into offset. So let's see how we do offset for sectioning. So offset is our sectioning is more than one right angle direction change. Yeah, I'll show you what that is when we do the offset section in the example problem. So offset features, they usually are aligned into the same projection plane. Yeah, I'll show you that one as well. And your offset section, of course, allows us to provide a greater breadth of detail, yeah, with fewer section views. I'm trying to simplify the section views. So let's take a look at this. So here is when you take a look at it, you think that was very complicated. Actually, it's not very complicated. Yeah, you have again your front view and then your right side view. Of course, when you look at that object from the right side, this is what you see. You have too many cylindricals, right? The hidden lines, because you have so many circles right there. Yeah, so this one you can't see because that's aligned to here, and that one aligned. That's pretty easy to spot it right there. And then of course you have the bigger circle, which is this guy, and then we have another one there, and then here. Yeah, so everything you can be able to spot it pretty easy. Okay, so here is our cutting plane. See, so offset is, since you have internal features are like scattered all over the object, we gotta cut it, bang, change the direction, go, change the direction change, and then out. Yeah, so you've got to include all of the internal features. Yeah, this is symmetric, so we don't have to. If you cut it here, you will be missing this. Yeah, if you cut it here also, you will be missing all of that. So make sure you include all of it to offset sectioning. Yeah, I hit everything here. Yeah, and make sure you will change your direction according to where your internal features are. Yeah, once you finish it, of course, this will be removed. Yeah, and you will be exposed, here and then here and then here and then here. So you go each section, and everything that was hidden, just visible it. Yeah, meaning like change the hidden line, dash line into a regular continuous line, thicker. Yeah, see, and then of course, after you finish thickening all the hidden lines, we are going to put all of the crosshatch for the exposed area, leave all of this longitudinal. Okay, then features, you don't need to cross hatch, leave the cylindrical hollow. Yeah, and these are just holes, so therefore you don't have to do cross hatch. Okay, and you are on a DD plane, so therefore your section D, yeah, dash D. Pretty easy, okay? All right. So when you carefully look at it, and don't forget to put this back, okay? We usually remove the whole thing and then we usually put it back in here because that's just a theoretical, yeah, theoretical cutting plane. You're doing it actually in your brain, yeah. Right now, of course, easy to see it because you're drawing it on a 2D. Because the cutting plane is just a plane, okay? It's not a drawing, so we don't have to include in it. And that's what it's talking about here. Okay, offset section. We gotta use our cutting plane, hitting all of the internal features. We have direction, direction changes, depends on your internal components of your object. And of course, you don't have to show any of your direction changes because direction changes are not the real part. They're just a theoretical or cutting plane that we are cutting, okay, changing direction. So you can be able to see the internal components of your model. So don't get into confusion after reading. This is pretty simple. When you cut it down, since the plane that we temporarily cut down doesn't really change the actual shape of your object, okay? So therefore we don't have to draw that, yeah, that's all. Alright, here is your incorrect application because look at that, we are showing, see, the directional changes right there. We don't have to do that. So these are the cut, which is this guy, okay? That's my robot. Okay, so these are the cuts, so don't put that in. We just go the regular, real object shape inside of it. And no need to draw these lines, okay? That's just a theoretical cutting line. Yeah. Hey, I'm not talking to you. Okay. Cross-hatching guidelines. Alright, so your crosshatch your section lines for the same part, right? Regardless of the number of section views you do, okay? You've got to always make sure that they're consistent in direction and style, yeah? And I will show you, of course, when you're reading this, it's pretty difficult to get it. But when you draw, everything is super easy, yeah? So your crosshatch lines, they're thin lines, and of course, we have different material types, so it depends on the material types. We're going to change the crosshatch patterns. Yeah, mostly if the problem doesn't say anything in your test, then just go regular, 45, 16, and your 30 crosshatch lines. Yeah, make it thin. Okay, let's go in. And this is your incorrect cross-hatching. See, it's because when you carefully look at it, you have like, see, this is going one direction, second, oh my gosh, we don't do that, yeah? Look at this. And this is a better correct application. So if I go really fast, you can be able to spot, oh, what's the difference? It looks the same. So let's go back and take a look at it, okay? What's the difference between this and this? So what's wrong with this is your angle changes, yeah? So one is like how can I say, like a smaller angle than the other one, okay? So when you pay attention to how the lines are, yes, a slanting is with different angle, yeah? Here is like your angles are the same, here and here is the same, here and there is the same, there and here, okay, it's the same. The other one is not the same, yeah? They're different angles of drawing, so it makes you feel like, so make sure that you keep the consistent, all right, crosshatch angle right there. Okay, broke out section. So this is another type of sectioning. So let's see. Okay, so here we have a lid. Yeah, this is a lid that we draw, and it has an elliptical internal contour inside. Yeah, contour is just a curve. Yeah, so that's just a big formal name for a curve. So here you can be able to see the internal curve. All right. So when you look at our top, right, our plane view, this one is a top view, yeah. You can be able to actually spot your internal, yeah, curve at all. So we gotta do sectioning. So here is our broken out section. So of course you can either do the full section cut or a half section cut and to be able to see the internal contour, but we can also do a broken out, yeah, section. Since we're in the broken out section example, let's do a broken out, yeah, a technique. So here we will break, all right, this object out. So broken out sectioning is kind of like fracturing your object. So we just break this, all right, piece out from your model, yeah, and that's where you can be able to see the fracture line. Yeah, it looks broken. That's why we call it broken out sectioning. Okay, so that's it. All right. So since you cut it that way, that this surface is not exposed, so we can be able to get into the contour. Yeah. All right. So this is how we break it. So this is where the fracture line is, all right? From a different, this is another orthographic, yeah, projected view. So it shows you this auto projection, shows you the orientation of your short break, yeah? So let's go into here, now we remove. So what did we remove? We removed these features right there, okay? Since you remove it, all of our hidden lines, okay, this is your hidden contour, it's not visible. See, visible. So now we can be able to see the visible line, which is representing the hidden contour, yeah, inside of the object, which has been exposed because of this broken out, yeah, part or section. And of course, your internal components or configuration is showing your true size and shape, yeah? Okay, then we will add our cross hatch for the exposed area. This is hollow, so therefore you don't have to cross hatch. We only cross hatch the solid area exposed after your cut. So we can be able to see our break line, and that's the correct view. We can be able to see our cross hatches, yeah, here, all of it. They are equally spaced, yeah, to each other, right at an angle, yeah, consistent angle, yeah. So make sure you draw this with ruler and keep the consistent angle, please. We're not using our cutting plane label, yeah, because we break it. All right, so let's take a look at our broke out sections points. All right, so your break line gotta go through, yeah, the part until it hits your center plane, because without that it would be very difficult for us to expose the area inside, yeah. And don't worry about not finding the center plane, because you will always find the center plane, yeah, because you're anyways breaking a part out of a model. So when you break it, it will definitely hit the plane, yeah. And if you didn't hit it, then you would continue to break, yeah. So your fracture line is going to be extended until you hit that center plane. And your center plane is always, again, the same rule happens, yeah. Always be perpendicular to your line of sight. So we can go back here, and this, if your line of sight is, yeah, this is front view, so looking at that way is completely perpendicular to that plane, yeah, center plane. The front plane is here, yeah, and here is, since this is on 2D, it's a little bit difficult for you to be able to see the depth of it, yeah. So you can either project a top view or a right view to see the depth of this front view, yeah. So what we see are two planes, so that's the front plane, and this one is the center plane. And you definitely need to go all the way to the center plane, right, when you're fracturing or breaking on this model. And that's what it's saying right here, yeah. Okay. The last one is your auxiliary auxiliary and partial section is the same. Yeah, you can say that auxiliary sectioning or partial sectioning. It's about the same. So let's take a look at it. So well, these views, they don't really show us, all the unrelated details. We'll see that, as we go into our example, and that's because only part of the geometry, will be included in our auxiliary section. Since we're showing only part, then we start to call partial sectioning. Auxiliary section is just a partial sectioning, not full, not perfectly half, not a broken one. And we're not offsetting. Offsetting is where you have too many internal features that we gotta change our direction in cutting plane. Not like that. This is just a partial cut. So let's take a look at it. Okay, so here is our given problem, and we don't need to do the full view or full sectioning here or half sectioning, okay? And because of the way, your top view, okay, it's just a partial, so we can be able to use a partial view. Because we're not really given, like if we take the whole thing, it would be taking a long time for us to include too many lines, so that wouldn't be wise to do that. So in this case, we're just gonna get into partial view. So let's cut, and we're gonna cut it down again, straight down in this internal feature right there. Yes. Okay. And there is a AA section, so here's your cutting plane, your line of sight, is going in this direction. Then we're going to develop our section view by using our ortho projection, cut it down, and we're drawing this way. And we're going to draw directly behind it, keeping all of our dimensions, edge points, edge points. And this is our partial, auxiliary sectioning and cutting in this way down. We don't do the entire object because it's not necessary, because we're concentrating this part anyway, and we can be able to see inside, and of course you have to get visible lines because you already cut it, so the surface been exposed, and we will put our crosshatch in the exposed area. The rest of them are just a hollow because you're dealing with, see, hollow right there, cylinder, and then here is your circle. So that's your section AA, which is your auxiliary or partial sectioning. And this is our parent, and that's our section. The section is showing only this section of the entire object because we don't have to cut down the whole thing. The only way you can cut down the whole thing is doing offset. We don't need it. We're concentrating only this part, so therefore we'll do the partial sectioning. All right. I think we're gonna break it here. Right here at this slide, and get into standard break in our next video. That's it for this section.